Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Puma evoSPEED 1.3 leather in the brand new bright plasma white and peacoat colorway. Now inside the box, all you get are the shoes themselves. They do not come with any extras. So let me get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at this brand new colorway of the leather evoSPEED 1.3. Now in today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at the colorway itself because it is much more pink than it is red. Keep that in mind if you are planning on purchasing these. We're also going to be talking about the tech specs, what you should know regarding the performance, and of course how these things fit and feel on your feet. If you guys are interested in purchasing a pair of these for yourself, check out the review page on my website. It'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. Not only will you find the full written review, which goes into detail on the overall fit, feel, and performance of this shoe, you'll also find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair, first link down below in the description. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's talk about the weight. Now, being that this is part of the evoSPEED line, you'd expect them to be light, but I thought it'd be more fun to compare it to the weight of its main competitor, the leather 2015 F50 Adizero from Adidas. So we're going to compare the weight of these two shoes in real time using the scale. Keep in mind these are both in brand new condition and both the exact same size, so this is a very fair comparison. We'll start off with the 2015 F50, throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.7 ounces, which in grams is 218 grams. So they are lightweight, but certainly not the lightest shoe on the market at the moment. Change the units back to ounces, pull that off the scale, and we'll throw on the leather evoSPEED 1.3, and you can see that these guys weigh in at 7.45 ounces, so they are ever so slightly lighter than the 2015 leather F50, which in grams is 211 grams. So you're saving about 7 grams of weight coming from the F50 to the leather evoSPEED 1.3. Certainly not an overly significant amount of weight, but an amount of weight that I would say is noticeable, not so much because of the weight itself, but because of the construction of the shoe. The evoSPEED 1.3 just has more of a balanced feel in terms of how the weight is distributed across the entire shoe, whereas on the 2015 F50, even with the synthetic upper variation, the majority of the weight is noticeably in the sole plate, whereas like I said, this just has more of a universally lightweight feel from front to back, which in my opinion does make the shoe feel a lot lighter on your feet than you might expect considering the numbers that are shown on the scale. So just keep that in mind. As far as performance is concerned, lightweight leather shoes have never really been my cup of tea, mainly because they're almost never as advertised. They almost always deliver on the lightweight part, but the leather part always seems to be pretty scarce, which you do see on the 2015 F50 Adizero. Yes, there is some leather on the upper, but very small amounts, and the quality of the leather that's there isn't anything exceptional in comparison to other more traditional leather shoes currently on the market. Now, if you guys do want more information on the overall performance of the evoSPEED 1.3, check out the full written review on my website. It covers all the details as far as how these things fit, feel, and perform. But in today's video, I'm going to be explaining why this actually does kind of break that stereotype to a certain extent, in that you do get a decent amount of leather on the shoe. It's not incredible as far as quality is concerned, but it's nice enough to where you do get that lightweight sensation, and at the same time there is a leather-like sensation across the entire shoe, both in terms of touch as well as fit, which is really, really nice. Now, as far as the upper is concerned, it is mostly calfskin leather, and the quality of the calfskin leather that they've incorporated here is pretty good. It's a good thickness, and it does provide that soft leather-like touch in the forefoot as well as the midfoot area here on the medial side of the shoe, which is very, very important. Where you'll find synthetic inserts is in the tongue, which is full synthetic. You're going to find a synthetic insert right here on the lateral side and a smaller synthetic insert right here on the medial side. The rear portion of the shoe, as you guys can see, is all leather, as well as the midfoot on the medial side, the forefoot and toe box, and then kind of cuts off right here on the lateral side in the forefoot with your Puma branding on top with a kind of synthetic material overlay. It doesn't get in the way of the touch or anything like that, so just keep that in mind if it is something that was concerning for you. What's great about this design is you get leather across the majority of the foot, which is important when it comes to having a uniform touch on the ball. I still still wish that the tongue would have been leather as opposed to thin synthetic, but you can't have everything. But what I really like about this particular design, and what's unique to this shoe in comparison to any other lightweight leather shoe on the market, is that the leather spans the entire border of the sole plate. So you can see you do have a synthetic overlay piece, but it doesn't go right to the bottom of the shoe, and that is both on the lateral and medial side. That may seem like a feature that is more there for visual styling as opposed to actual functionality, but what that actually does, because they didn't cut off the leather, you have a much more natural sensation, a natural level of comfort from this shoe that you would normally get from a standard type of weight leather soccer shoe. It doesn't restrict the stretch, it doesn't restrict the comfort, it just makes for, like I said, a much more natural feel on your foot, whereas in comparison to something like the leather F50 Adizeros from Adidas, you do have the nice soft leather in the forefoot, but the midfoot area is a much stiffer synthetic material that just doesn't offer the same feel. With this shoe, you get some of that extra stability from the synthetic in the midfoot, but it doesn't take away from the softness or comfort that you would get from the leather itself, which is really, really nice and probably one of the best features of the leather evoSPEED 1.3. Central lacing system, as you guys can see, does have a lower cut in the heel, as you would expect from a speed boot type of shoe. The synthetic leather heel liner is pretty much completely smooth, and there is a decent amount of padding, so break-in time is fairly minimal. They fit pretty comfortably from right out of the box. And the insole, fully removable, as you guys can see, mesh liner on top, single layer of foam, and then you have perforated foam inserts in the heel as well as forefoot and toe box area. Really good thickness to it, and again, step-in comfort is not an issue here. You're also going to notice the shape of the insole right there at the tip of the toe. This is their Aptolast shaping, where the shoe comes to a bit of a point at the big toe and then curves around kind of to the natural shape of your foot, as opposed to being perfectly rounded like you'll find on 90% of soccer shoes. This is something that is more or less exclusive to Puma. Some people hate it, some people love it. I personally don't mind it, but of course we'll be talking about that a little bit more during the on-feet portion of the video. Moving on to the sole plate and heel counter, it is one piece, as you guys can see. The majority of the sole plate that is blue in color is made from a TPU plastic, including the heel counter, which does have the two little cutouts, as you guys can see, whereas the speed track, this little spine bar piece that runs through the middle of the heel and midfoot, is made from a Pebax material. It's a little bit stiffer, and it's what gives the outsole itself its structure in the main area in the middle of the sole plate. You also will find the Duo Flex kind of flex grooves in the forefoot. It is quite thin, but you get a good amount of flexibility. And all in all, just a really, really good lightweight frame for the shoe itself. As far as the stud pattern is concerned, you can see it's all conical studs, which may seem a little bit too traditional, but as you can see, they are fairly long and aggressive as far as firm ground stud patterns go, and they also have a very narrow profile about them, so they penetrate the ground really nicely and provide really good grip despite them not being bladed studs. And because they're actually round in shape, you get that grip when pushing off in pretty much any direction, but still plenty of maneuverability and that freedom to twist and pivot when your foot is planted. So overall, if you're looking for an aggressive traction pattern, an aggressive stud pattern, the evoSPEED line definitely will deliver in that regard. So overall, really good shoe if you are looking for something that is lightweight and leather. And again, if you guys are interested in more information on the overall performance, check out the full written review on my website. It'll be the very first link down below in the description. All kinds of details in that review that should answer your questions as well as your concerns regarding the evoSPEED 1.3 if you were at all interested. As far as the colorway and appearance of the shoe is concerned, this colorway is pretty deceiving in terms of what the online pictures show. Even from what I've seen with professional players wearing these on TV, they come across as being very, very red. But what these actually are is a color called Bright Plasma, which along with the white and peacoat blue is essentially the reverse of what we got from the launch colorway of the Puma evoPower 1.2. With that being said, in person I was really, really surprised with how pink this shoe actually is. Hopefully it comes across on video, and just to give you guys a side-by-side comparison, here is actually the Arsenal Edition evoPower 1, which is undeniably a very kind of dark red color, and you can see side by side this Bright Plasma color definitely comes across as more of a pink as opposed to a red. So just please, please, please keep that in mind. I know that the online photos really make this shoe look red, but in person it is undeniably kind of like a reddish pink color, but definitely more along the lines of pink. You have your Puma branding in white on the lateral side, your Puma branding in white with a kind of navy blue fade here on the medial side. Not too crazy about that, but I guess it looks pretty good on this particular shoe. You have your Puma branding again right there on the tongue, heel liner in blue, Puma branding on the back on the heel, and then of course the entire sole plate heel counter is that navy blue color with that pea coat pink color in the tips of the studs as well as in the speed track. So all in all, pretty nice looking shoe, pretty good looking colorway if you're a fan of white and pink. If you're not a fan of pink, I would stay away. But let me know your opinions on it down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the on-feet portion of the video so we can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, so here is a look at the evoSPEEDs on feet. On my left foot I have the stock laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot I have a pair of lime green reflective SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, check out the website sr4ulaces.com. You'll find a direct link to that website down below in the description of this video. So go ahead and check it out. As far as how these things fit and feel from right out of the box, they're actually very, very comfortable shoes. Like I talked about earlier in the video, even though there are some synthetic overlays on the upper itself, and synthetic patches in the upper, it does have that all over leather-like sensation on your foot as far as comfort and feel is concerned, which is really, really nice. The leather itself is soft, it's flexible, it's got that nice padded feel to it, and really the only thing that makes this leather shoe different from a lot of other leather options is one, it's more lightweight, and two, it does have that aptalast shaping at the toe, where like I said, it comes to a bit of a point at the big toe and then curves around. This does bother some people, and if you are one of those people, then perhaps this isn't the shoe for you. But if you've tried it before, you don't mind it, or you just don't think it's going to bother you, then you probably won't have any issues here. I personally really like the shape of this particular shoe. It doesn't bother me in any way at all. And I think for most people, even if it takes a little bit of getting used to at first, it's not something that's going to hinder as to whether or not you enjoy this shoe in the long run. As far as the overall width of the shoe is concerned, it does have a tighter fit to a certain extent, but it has some decent width to it as well. Certainly wider than what you're going to find from the F50 Adizero or Mercurial lines from both Nike and Adidas. So if you do have wider feet, these shoes actually will fit you quite nicely, and because they are leather all the way around, you get some good stretch out of them as well, even if they do fit a little bit tight from right out of the box. So again, these will fit just about everybody. And as far as sizing is concerned, they do run about a half size small, as does the rest of the evoSPEED line, including the synthetic upper variation. So instead of wearing my usual size 9 US, I went up to a 9.5, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going a half size up for the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Bright Plasma Puma evoSPEED 1.3 in leather. This shoe really does offer a good combination of lightweight feel and leather touch on the ball. There's a good amount of leather, and what is there is very good quality as well. The shoe is nice and light, both in hand as well as on feet. It's comfortable, it fits really well, it will fit most people, and the traction that it provides is also top notch for this style of soccer shoe. Very aggressive. So if you are looking for something that, like I said, does combine a lightweight feel and leather touch, the evoSPEED 1.3 in leather is a very, very solid option. Again, if you guys do want more information on the overall fit, feel, and performance, check out the full written review on my website. It'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. Go ahead and check it out. Also on that review page, you will find high quality images of this shoe that I took myself. It'll give you a better idea as to some of the close-up details that you won't necessarily see in the online stock photos. And you'll also find buy it now links with the best prices online, including exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll actually be able to pick these up below their normal retail price of $200. So go ahead and check that out if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself. First link down below in the description. If you have any questions regarding this shoe at all, leave them down below in the comment section. I definitely will get an answer out to you. And if you have any suggestions as far as video ideas are concerned, leave those suggestions down below in the comments as well, and I'll take a look at everything you guys have to say. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.